Hey guys, Anissa here, and today we're going to be talking about this palette right here that actually only costs $7. Even my wig was a little shook right there. She only costs $7. So if you like makeup, you love makeup, you like tutorials, you like glam, hit subscribe, join the tribe, and like this video because today we're going to be seeing if this is a steal or is just busted. Now this palette right here is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Velvet Rose. There are several of these palettes that are like this that are only $7. I have this one right here, the Division palette. I have another one, Warm Neutrals 2. I have 3 now of them, so it's fair to say that I may be a little addicted. But I saw this one and it reminded me of Kylie's Sort of Sweet palette with some of these cooler tones, but also in a weird way like the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is the Soft Glam. So I wonder if you can see what I mean. I hope you do, but it's not exactly the same, but like that color story within the palette felt pretty similar, right? So if you can't afford a palette that is the price of Anastasia, we're gonna actually break this down today in a demo first, because as much as we love swatches, performance dictates if it's good or it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into a little eye demo with this bad boy right here, and then we'll chat about it. So I'm gonna pick up number 14 right here and pop it as a transition shade. Now I'm gonna pop number 9 onto the lid. This is shade 9 on the back of the brush. And then I'm just going to pack it onto the lid like so. And this is without any extra spray to try to enhance the color. I haven't done it with this. Oh, that's pretty. I definitely feel like the application from this side was better. It kicked up really high and stuck without blending out too much for that matte shadow. But this shimmery one, I'm like, okay, I'm working with you. Like, this is like kind of like my favorite type of shimmery shade, like those soft plums, everything like this. Oh. So I'm gonna grab number 8 right here and just pop it over number 9 just to make a really nice gradient between the two. Now I'm gonna spray this one and see if that does anything for it, and just a little light misting here, and let's see. I don't think it really enhanced the color. I think it just packed it on more tightly, to be honest. Has a little pop. I'm not mad at her. So I'm just gonna layer that over. Actually, yeah, now I think like once you pack it on, you get that a little more pop to that shadow. Ooh, she's kind of cute, huh? I'm gonna go do the same with the first shadow, 9. Oh yeah, that made her come like all the way together. Oh yes. All right, I see what we're working here with for $7. Not too shabby. So I'm looking at my eyes in the viewfinder, and I can just tell you I'm not really 100% impressed with the mattes, because the one that we blended into the crease is just a little wonky on each side. I do think the shimmers are really pretty. The colors are what you see is what you get, in a really good performance and a little foiling that you can get them to do with a spray to the brush. So I'm just gonna go back in and just make sure I feel like everything is really nice and blended with that. So as much as I want to work out this crease right now, I'm actually going to start with the lower part of this look and work that out, and then I'll get the crease to match up with that one. That's the game plan. So I'm picking up this color right here, 12, and I'm going to start that to smoke out the lower lash line. I'm just using this NARS brush, my favorite, which is the number 12. They don't make it anymore, but I'll list my brush video because I give you some similar options too. Now I'm going to take this 12 color on a Morphe M441 And I'm going to start working it into the crease to like warm it back up and maybe work this out and save this look. And I'm literally tapping off all excess because I don't want to, and brushing it on really lightly because I don't want it to catch in any weird areas like I feel like the other matte did. And this is one of those times I would grab a clean brush and just blend it to no end. I do tend to take my shadows a little higher. That is just like a personal preference. You really could stick with the like rules and keep those crease colors a little bit lower, but I just like a really nice look when I'm looking dead on something pretty strong. Now I'm going to use color number 3 right here to tightly define the lower lash line. Not really seeing too much fallout on my face, which is good because I have some other videos to record in no time to waste. And last, I'm going to take color 15 just to go and make it a little smokier on the lower lash line. So I'm using the same brush and I'm lightly packing it over. I'm just taking a Morphe E17. It doesn't have any product, but I'm just using it to smudge this all together and blend it out because it's just a little smaller than the other blending brushes I usually use on my crease. So now I'm going to use color 3 and 13 to define the outer V. I'm going to go over this first and then just do a tight detailing on the outer corner with 13. So first 3 and then 13. I'm using a Morphe E22. I'm just going to pack it right here and lightly diffuse it in. And see, it's still doing that same thing with this one. So then I'm going to go back over with that clean blending brush and try to work that out a little bit more. I just don't feel like these mattes flow really well. And I think the best result I have is when I go in with a different brush and when I apply the color to blend out the mattes. So I'm going to use that Morphe E17 that I used to blend out the lower lash line to buff in number 13 really low. Because I do not want that to get caught up in the Hot Mess Express happening in my crease. Alright, Glam Tribe, let's chat. So we've seen me apply it. We saw my little bit of the struggles on a scale of 1 to 10. About a good 5 with the struggles with the mattes. But honestly, when I went back in and kind of added a little more color here and made it work, it came together in the end. But overall, $7. What do you think? I need to know. Like, do you feel like, okay, this is totally worth a $7 palette, or no, you wouldn't waste your time? Vote now up there before I tell you my opinion. All right, hopefully you voted. Okay, so my opinion is, okay, for $7, thinking about it, it's not too bad. The mattes, I get it, you have to work with. I personally think it was part formula, part user. Usually I used a Real Techniques little blending brush, but I really kind of went in and started packing it in where, in all honesty, I think the next go around from scratch, what I'm going to do is just lightly start dusting it into the look. So I could also take a little fault for that one, but I do think just in general that you, like for instance, it's like once you get through the first layer of this shadow is when you get to the good stuff, and that it becomes a little bit more, you know, workable, for lack of a better term. If you're wondering who this palette is for, I really think anyone can do it for the pure fact that it feels really similar to the story, like the color story of the Soft Glam. This is great as if you can't afford that. Let's be real, that costs a lot of coin. I personally don't like to waste my coin. I kind of regret getting that palette when I could have probably got something like this to kind of just satisfy the craving of it. Or just in general, if you're traveling, this is great. It's not too big, like it's about the size of your hand, but it will give you a lot of options, especially when you're traveling and you don't want to lose your makeup, or if somehow, you know, luggage falls and your palette breaks, you won't be heartbroken over $7. I would be devastated over this. That's all I have for you all today. So thank you first and foremost for watching it, and thank you for if you already hit subscribe. But again, please hit subscribe, join the tribe. There's tons of content about everything glam here. I just have a passion for glam. I always have it, like glamming up my friends. So I look at it as I'm glamming up my friends, you all, in my own home, and I can't wait to do it again and hang out with you all. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.